Use code 8th Place Dave to save 5% on your order at Face to Face Games, Canada's largest Magic the Gathering store, where qualified orders receive free shipping Canada wide. Support the channel and visit facetofacegames.com today. Alright, so I'm back with part 2 of this large bulk lot of old school Magic cards that I bought locally for 100 Canadian dollars. It's quite a big lot. Just a little recap of what I got in the first bit. Nothing huge, but there's a ton of cards here that are like $1 to $2, those kinds of things. The biggest thing is, let's find it. So there were 8 copies of Culling the Weak, which has a bit of value, but then cool thing was like 42 or 43 crop rotations, lots of things like that. So the things that I scanned up came up to about 270 US dollars by mid pricing. So it seems pretty good so far. Let's see what else we can find in here. Now for this one, you can see a lot of these cards are quite damaged, especially on the far end there. Looks like there's a fair bit of water damage and there is mold there, so I'm wearing a mask as I go through these. So hopefully there's not too much mold, but for a lot of those I'll probably just leave them as they are because I don't want to deal with that. See if we can find some more cool stuff in here though. Interesting. It's a pretty old school card there. There might be some random cards here that have value that I'm not aware of. So if I miss something, just let me know. Like, I'm going to hold on to these and go through these lots many times. Like, I'll probably end up looking through this lot as a whole like 5 or 6 times. So we'll find this stuff eventually, but if you see something that I miss, you can just feel free to point it out. Some cards like this in here. Just a whole bunch of Dark Vanishings, I imagine. Yeah. Goblin Raider. Goblin War Drums. Dwarven Soldier. Old school Moss Diamond. Kind of neat just because it's old. There's a counterspell that actually still does have some value. In the first part of the lot, I did actually find a couple unlimited cards here. So there could be more. Rampant Growth. I've been taking those out because they do have some value. If I'm lucky, I can buy list it for, 50 cents to $1. Dwarven Miner has a bit of value too. It's good in the Magda deck. This is actually a reserve list card that has some value. I was looking at that recently. This is like $7-8 or something. It's kind of cool. I always thought Goblin Tinkerer was pretty good actually, because it's basically like pay red, tap it, destroy a Soul Ring, or like a Mana Crypt or a Mana Vault or something. So I don't know, it seems good to me in Goblin decks. I'll actually check that one. I don't think it's worth anything, but I'll check it again just to be sure. I play that in my Goblin Commander deck. This card seems good. Songs of the Damned. I've checked this and there isn't really a whole lot of value, but surprised this isn't really played more. Chandler, a legend from Homelands there. Another Goblin Tinkerer. Yeah, sure, I'll check it again. More of a nomad. Valerian Winds. I don't know on that one. Let's check it. Some of these cards here are stuck together. This is kind of a cool effect. Just make someone shuffle their library. Take a look at that one. Try this picture. Some more blue blasts. I was taking those out of the first bit of the lot because I thought they had some value, but they don't really. Like, even that unlimited one isn't really that much. Red blasts do. I guess they're just played way more. There's a counter spell. Miscalculations is actually not a bad card. Counter spell unless they pay 2, but has cycling 2. I could check that one. I don't think that it really has any value, but I'll check it because there's a whole bunch of them here. This time we have an Urza's Legacy strategy guide. There was a Stronghold one in the first bit. That's cool. I'll hold on to that just because it's neat. Hey, check it out, Mystic Remora. That actually has some value. I wonder, it'd be sweet if we could find a big pile of those, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for that. There could be some more of those that I missed because I've been going through these pretty quickly. Maybe there's some. Oh, there's another one right there. Maybe there's some that are stuck to other cards. Once again, I'll go through this multiple times and maybe I'll find some other cool stuff like that. So as we move closer to this side of the box, I feel like the cards are going to get more damaged, probably. Deadly Insect. Verderin Enchantress. Is that one that has some value? Don't remember. Hey, Hercule's Recall. It's pretty good. Smoke. That is also a good one. And a Red Blast. Those are some decent cards there. Detonate. I don't think so, but we'll take it out. Hey, Elvish Spirit Guide. That one's cool. Some neat stuff there. So the person that I bought this from said they did like a once over and took out all the stuff that they saw that had value. But seeing as a lot of these cards are stuck together, there could actually be stuff in here that they missed, but the thing is, it's so damaged that it's kind of debatable whether it's worth looking for it in that. So like, bits like that, yeah, look at that, this is why I'm wearing a mask right now. We'll leave that one off to the side. More Tolarian Winds. I'll take that out just in case. I don't think that is worth anything. You never know. Snap. It's alright. Oh, snap. I kind of don't even want to put this box on top of my playmat because of the mold. Ugh. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. It could be good. Theft of Dreams. I'll check that one because it's kind of a cool effect. Come back and grab those others if it turns out it does have value. Yes. Let's not look through those ones. Yeah. Gross. I'll give you a look. I could look through some of those. Get rid of these wrecked ones. Nope. Okay, so looks like these ones back here might be alright. Let's leave those other ones there. Not even gonna look through those. A frantic search, a bit of value there. Another one. Some stuck together cards. Nope. There's a big pile of these here, don't need that. More frantic searches. A bunch of them actually. Super old Stone Rain. And some Red Blast. Well, there's one of them anyway. Or garbage pile. Garbage. Garbage. This one looks not terrible. This card right here is kind of wrecked. How's this stuff looking? Not so bad. Just Impulse. It's probably worth taking out anyway. Old Fire Diamond. Mm. Kind of warped. Few stuck together cards there. To be gross. Whatever. Some red blasts, nice. Fortunately, they're not stuck to other cards. Mana Barbs. I'll take it out. There's a channel. This is a mythic nowadays, apparently, despite, you know, not being able to play it in pretty much anything. Because I always thought this was an interesting piece of art. There's a lot of words on this. I don't know what this does, but it feels like it could be a rare, so who knows, maybe it's reserved list. Anyway, I'll check it. These ones can just go up to the side. Okay, so thankfully we're done with this box with all the moldy stuff in it. Let's move on to a different box which has no mold in it. That should be more enjoyable to look through. This is the last box, but there's a, 4 rows like this, so there's quite a bit. Looks like a bunch of them in this one are organized like this. There's probably just a whole bunch of the same card in here. Yeah. So this Dark Ritual here, that has some value. The thing though is I still have to go through these because you never know, there could be some random thing stuck in here. Alright, check it out. More Calling the Weeks. It's awesome. Hopefully this thing is just full of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Calling the Weeks. Pretty good. It's kind of cool. A neat effect. Yeah, let's check it. Fraile's Supplicant. Is this a typo? It's supposed to be Fraile's Supplicant? Got a lot of Grolibs, I must say. Especially for this being an uncommon, apparently. This is kind of cool. See that being useful. I'll check it. Here's a Dark Ritual, a couple of those. Whoa, now that one is off center. Kind of neat. And Dark Ritual there. I think this box is pretty much all black cards. There could be some good stuff. As I say that, there's some non-black cards there. There's Super Off-Center Hell from Beyond. I don't think it's really off-center enough to be considered a misprint, though. Is that Old School Unearth? I might take that out just because it's, you know, people might want to play with the old school version of Unearth now that it's legal and modern. Get my tripod there. Kind of cool. Brush with Death. Check that. You can see that being useful. Ooh. Exhume. I put that one in the pile. Yeah, I'll check it. I think I went by a whole bunch of them, so if it's worth something, I'll come back and get them. Another Calling of the Week. Hey, an actual rare Volrath's Dungeon. Poltergeist. Crypt Rats, I think, used to have a bit of value. I got reprinted in Modern Horizons. I don't think the new one has any value, but maybe the old one does. We'll check it out. There's a Legends Pit Scorpion. You can open that in your pack of Dominaria United. Collector booster. Finding random dark rituals in between these things, but no sleeves full of actual dark rituals. Scare Tax is kind of a unique effect to have in black. I'd be interested to check that, just for that reason. It's kind of weird. Black, destroy an artifact, creature, or land you control. It's also something with a unique effect. Check that. Yeah, off center that is. Wow. Alright, so just one more row to go through. It's a tortured existence. I got reprinted on the list, but still has a little bit of value. Nice snuff out. That's actually quite good. I wonder, that would be sweet if we could find a whole bunch of those. Wait, there's another one right there. That's one that's gone up a lot in the last little while. It's common too. Here's one. Isn't this the original poison counter card? I think. Swamp mosquito there. I think bubbling muck might be worth something. A few of them there. And here we have the last few cards. It's just a bunch of bird offerings there. What does this do? Side rescue sure. It's pretty good. I don't think that's worth anything, but that seems useful. So yeah, box is empty. So now what I'll do is take a closer look through these, scan them up, see what has value, what doesn't, and come back to you with a little recap. Alright, so that lot took quite a while to look through, but we got through all of it. And I have here two piles of cards. This first one is from the first part of the video that I made, all the cool stuff that I took up from that. This is the one that I've got from the second set that I just went through. So from the first part, this stuff that I scanned up came up to about 271 US dollars by TCG mid pricing. And then there's this other pile that I got, and I scanned this up and I came to around 327, I believe. So in total, this would be, just under 600 US dollars, which in Canadian would be just under 800, which seems pretty good to me. And also, like, there's a ton of bulk left there, and with these big lots, I'll look through them multiple times, and sometimes even after I've looked through it like 4 or 5 times, I still find things that I missed those first few times I looked through it. Like, I just did a quick glance through some that I had already looked through, and I found more of these Culling the Weeks, which actually has a pretty decent amount of value. So let's take a closer look at some of these things again. And just as a reminder, I paid 100 Canadian dollars for this, so I'm happy with how it turned out. And what I would be looking to do with these is basically just buy list a lot of this stuff, because if I were to try and sell these individually, that would take forever and not be worth the time at all. But if you buy list it, then it's more manageable. So some old stuff like Wood Elves here, things like this. It just has value because these are cards that people play, and people tend to want the old version of it. So that's what this is. Marble Diamond, some Frantic Searches. That's like $1 or $2 each, something like that. Whole bunch of those. Gush, old Findhorn Elves. Bunch of those things. A ton of rampant growths from Tempest, Mirage, and I think sixth edition. Yeah, 6 there. Some Rancors. Muscle Slivers. These ones are pretty beat up though. Hydroblast, got a Pyroblast. There's some more Pyroblasts in this. Pyroblast tends to be better than Hydroblast, just because it's played more. Some Brainstorms. A few counter spells. Cloud of Fairies, I was surprised this one actually has a little bit of value, you know, like $1-ish. Bunch of those. This was funny. It was either 42 or 43 crop rotations, I don't remember which, but that is pretty cool because, you know, this is like a couple $1 card here. I actually just put one of these in a deck that I'm making for one of the new commanders for the Dominaria United set. It's the Desert Commander. Pretty excited for that. Some Dark Rituals. So Calling the Weak, this card is like, you know, $6, $7 each, so it's cool to find this. And so there were 8 in this first bit that I looked through. There's even more in this one. So start off with those 8 here, and another, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, another 14, so 22 Calling the Weak in total. Pretty happy with that. Some more Dark Rituals, various editions. Some Red Blasts. More Rampant Growths. Or Minor. I actually found a old reserve list card here that has a bit of value. Hibis of the Scale. More counter spells. Miscalculation. There's a whole bunch of these in here, but it doesn't have a whole lot of value, but this is something that stores do buy list. So, you know, it'll be, if I can buy list, like, I don't know how many I have, like 20 or 30 of those, it will be something, you know. A couple of Mystic Remoras. That's pretty cool. You know, that's a very playable card. There might, I feel like there's probably more of these that I skipped in the lot because I looked through it, tried to go through it very quickly just because there's so much of it. So there are cards that I missed. There might be more Mystic Remoras in there. Verdurant Enchantress is cool. Hercule's Recall, Smoke. I think this is the most valuable single card out of the whole lot, which is, you know, like $10, but it's kind of more quantity over you know, expensive cards in this, but Elvish Spirit Guide is cool. Same with Clarion Winds. It's, you know, not huge, but something. There's a snap there. More Frantic Searches, a whole bunch of those. Frantically searching through this a lot. Impulse. All those ones. Fire Diamond. Some other random things like this. Mana Barbs. There's a Channel. Exhume. There's probably more of these Exhumes in there, I imagine, and Unearth. And these kinds of cards. Full Rest Dungeon. There's a rare there that actually has the rare symbol on it. Most of the cards in the slot are old enough that the rarity isn't really shown on things like Visions. Crypt Rats. Snuff Out. Snuff Out's pretty good. It's just a common, but actually has a bit of value. It's like $5 or $6 for this old common. Some Bubbling Mucks. High Tide, some of those. More Impulses. Bunch of Songs of the Damned. And this old Devi Adnate. I didn't even know this card existed, but has a little bit of value. Oh look, 2 more Calling the Weak. Put that in with my other giant pile of them here. This card's a little bit messed up. Choking Sands, Burnt Offering. Land Grant, nothing huge, but there's all those miscalculations I was talking about. So this is the stuff that I pulled out on, you know, my first look through, which comes up to, you know, at full price by TCG made about 800 Canadian, so I'm not going to get that much, but still pretty happy with how this turned out. And there's, like I said, there's so much other random old bulk there, like I'll be looking to take a lot of that and put it into binders just to make sets, because that's the thing that I like doing, so I'm pretty excited to do that as well. Just a couple of other cool things I found. Some, what is this, strategy guide from Urza's Legacy, and one from Stronghold. Those are pretty old. A couple of unlimited cards here. Blue, Elemental Blast, and Stream of Life. Nothing huge, but just neat to find those. And then some random cards from the Dark and Legends. Some really old stuff there. Alright, so if you're still watching, thanks for watching. It'd be cool if you can like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I'd encourage everyone to come join the Discord server that I have set up. You can find a link to that in the video description below. And in the video description, you can also find my affiliate links for Dragon Shield. You can follow those and support the channel in case you're looking to possibly buy any products from Dragon Shield. And also, I'd just like to take a moment to thank all of the patrons who support me on Patreon. But otherwise, though, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.